Chuck Neighbors is one of the most renowned drama ministers, I can't seem to talk today, in the country. He has performed one-man dramas for over 25 years and taught churches of all sizes how to use drama in worship. In addition to doing live presentations, Chuck also conducts workshops and seminars for arts and drama ministries around the world. He joins us today to share more about his ministry, Masters Image Production. And Chuck, I hope you do a better job when you do your performance and speaking than I seem to be doing today. But we're so glad to have you.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see your performance. But tell us, were you always interested in acting as a little boy?
I really was. I got involved in drama. I think the way a lot of artists get involved in the arts in the first place is through the church. Involved in church and school productions, and then I went on to study drama in college and became a drama major, and at that time also got involved in my first professional theater job was in the Smoky Mountain Passion Play, and went from that to a touring company, and it's no looking back ever since. I've been doing drama ever since.
What kind of drew you to it? What do you love about drama?
Well, for me, it was my way of finding, I guess, my niche. I struggled as a kid, as I guess every kid does. You know, where do I fit in? What is my thing? You know, and I didn't excel at sports or anything like that, and so I got involved in these plays, and I came alive. You know, and I found this is my way of expressing myself. You know, a lot of people think that people in the theater are extroverts, and the truth be told, most actors that I've met are pretty much introverts, but when they get on stage, they come alive. It's how their way of expressing themselves, and I think that's what worked for me.
And we've seen kind of like a, not a peak, but there's a big surge in incorporating high-quality drama in the church world in communicating the message of the gospel.
Yeah, it's kind of a good news, bad news thing that's happened lately. Drama hit a peak, I would say, over the last 20 years. It's really gone very high in the church. Churches like Willow Creek Community Church, for example, that use drama as a mainstay and part of their whole format.
The whole emergent church movement, too, Mars Hill and others.
Lots of churches are using drama, but it hit a peak, and I think part of the peak is through media. There's so much media available now, because what people discovered in doing drama in the church is it's really hard work to do it well. It's easier to put a song together for a Sunday morning worship service than it is to put a 3 to 5 minute sketch together. It takes a lot more rehearsal. And so it uses up a lot of people's energy to do that. And so the easy out is to put up a video clip. And so a lot of churches have gone to doing that. But there is still a huge demand, and I'm hoping that it doesn't keep going down, because I believe, as you said earlier, Kelly, that the church should be a place for the arts.
Absolutely.
And if we abandon the arts to let media kind of take over, I mean, media is art as well, but you know, if we abandon you know, the live performance, then we've done a disservice to the church and to those younger talents that are looking for a place to use their skills.
It's a lot of work, as you said. It takes a lot of personal investment, a lot of sweat and you know, pulling things together. Why should a church continue to invest in that area of live drama, live performance?
Well, I think the easy answer to that is because it's the language of our culture. We live in an entertainment culture. If we train a missionary to go to a foreign culture, we teach them about that culture so they can be effective in communicating there. I think it's taken the church a long time to wake up and realize that the language of our culture is entertainment. Some of the news clips we saw already on the program today, you know, support that idea that, you know, we are an entertainment culture. So we need to tap into that. The gospel doesn't change, I believe. It's the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. But how we communicate that gospel, how we get that message across, has to constantly change in light of the culture that we live in. And drama feeds so well into that, because it is visual as well as we're hearing the word, but we're also seeing it before our eyes, and so it really connects with people. There's a thing that happens that I call identity. You know, when we watch a play, if during that play I tap your emotion, I make you laugh or I make you cry, you're saying to me, I've been there, I've done that. And drama does that so very well.
And you also use it really as a form of worship. And I think a lot of people go, drama, worship, how do you connect the two of them?
Yeah, well, I think for me, it's the matter of, this is the talent, the gifts that the Lord has given me. I want to use them in service to Him. So when I perform, for me personally, it is an act of worship. It's also an act of worship when I think it brings the message alive to other people, enables them to enter in to receive the message that goes with that as well.
Now, Masters Image Productions, you do workshops, you help churches kind of maybe get started or hone their skills when it comes to drama ministry. What are some of the things that you do to provide resources to the body of Christ?
Well, yeah, we do the workshops. Of course, there's performances, and while I'm like the head of the organization, so to speak, there are other actors that work with my ministry. So there's several of us that are out there doing the one-man drama presentations. Script writing, we've got a number of scripts that are available, that are published, that you can get from our website and are available through other resources as well.
Yeah.
And then the workshops, like I said, and resourcing to churches. There will be often a church will say, hey, we want to do a big production, but we just don't have the talent in-house. And so often we kind of farm ourselves out to direct for churches.
Now we've got a little snippet of, was it not What About Bob, but There Goes Bob?
There Goes Bob, yeah. One of the other things I said before, media, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with what's happening with media in terms of the church, because I think in some ways it's drowning out the live performance. But nonetheless, it is one of the things that churches are using today. And a lot of churches use these very short videos to kind of introduce a topic in a sermon or as a part of worship. And so we created one that's really kind of taken off. I heard the statistic that something like 82% of people that are unchurched would go to church if they were asked by a friend.
Wow.
Yeah.
And yet less than 2% of Christians ask people to church. And so I kind of got to thinking about that, and I put together this little minute-and-a-half clip that kind of attacks that issue and kind of brings that issue to the forefront.
We've got
All right,
that,
well,
so let's go ahead and take a look at, not What About Bob, it's
There Goes Bob.
There Goes Bob. We'll be right back with Chuck in a minute.
There goes Bob. Nice guy. We play golf. Man, can he drive. Have coffee together at least twice a week. We click. He's my bud, my bro. He's going to church. Seems to like it. Goes every week. Religiously. Talks about it too. Sometimes. Says good stuff. He's never invited me. I wonder why. I'd go with him. I'd go. If he asked me. More coffee?
Yes, more
Yeah, I
coffee,
know. I was about
please.
to say, I know Stephen is sitting there jealous. Wow, that's wonderful stuff, though. Where do you get your ideas? Because you have so many different skits, performances that you do, and we're about to see one in just a little while. But where do you get your ideas?
For me, it's a lot of improvisation and just a lot of like, well, what if? You know, so I just start with thinking about that statistic and about inviting people to church. You know, I just kind of, well, let me put myself in the mind of that person who hasn't been asked, that would really likes his buddy, you know? And so I just start what-ifing it and just kind of improvise it and write out a little script and go from there.
Because, you know, we might think of reasons why we won't ask someone. Oh, they'll never go. And, you know, they'll think I'm a nut job or whatever. But putting yourself in the other person's shoes, who knows what they're thinking?
Which is what an actor does.
Maybe they're thinking, you know, maybe I'm not good enough for church. You know?
And this has turned into a series, so there are 3 so far in the There Goes Bob series. So the next one, he actually wrangles an invitation out of Bob. And then the third one, he's getting ready to go to church with Bob, and he's all nervous about it now, like what's it going to be like. So.
All right, well, we can't wait to see that, and we can't wait to see you perform. What are you going to be doing for us?
I'm going to be doing a scene from my newest show, which is called Not the Way I Heard It, which is a kind of contemporary retelling of a number of the parables. And I'm going to give a kind of a retelling of the prodigal son.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you so much, Chuck. We can't wait to see it. And
Thank
guys,
you.
if you'd like to connect with Chuck, you can visit us online at harvest-tv.com. Click on show info in the menu bar and you'll find an easy way to link to his website. We'll be right back with a one-man drama performed by Chuck Neighbors, so don't go anywhere.